Best Canon camera in 2023. Choosing the best Canon camera isn't always easy. As the world's largest camera manufacturer, Canon makes cameras for every kind of photographer. For more information, I have links, products in description. Make sure you check it out. Like the video, comment, don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started. Number 1. Canon EOS 90D. The Canon EOS 90D is an astounding APS-C workhorse of a camera, available for a fantastic price. It combines the highest resolution of 32.5 MP with a high-speed frame rate of 10 fps, and it also manages glorious uncropped 4K video. None of that irritating crop that has plagued Canon cameras in the past. Its handling and ergonomics are great, and they remind us why shooting on a DSLR is such an enjoyable tactile experience. The EOS 90D is available for welcome enthusiast price point, not to mention the fact that you get an optical viewfinder, which many people still prefer to the electronic viewfinders on mirrorless cameras. Rumors of the DSLR death will have been greatly exaggerated if Canon keeps on producing models as good as this. Number 2. Canon EOS Rebel SL3/EOS 250D. The pint-sized Canon Rebel SL2, or EOS 200D in Europe, was a really big seller, but its successor, the Rebel SL3, aka EOS 250D in Europe, improves on it in every way. Is it the best Canon camera for beginners that you can buy right now? Canon's top-of-the-range APS-C sensor with 24.1 MP of resolution delivers excellent image quality, and live view shooting with the LCD screen is so easy and intuitive, with such good autofocus, that we'd actually say this is one of the only DSLRs where composing shots with the screen is as easy as with a mirrorless camera. The Canon EOS Rebel SL3 is not Canon's cheapest DSLR, but it's the cheapest we'd recommend buying. The Canon DSLR range seems to be going through a phase of consolidation rather than technological advancements, which is a polite way of saying that it hasn't done anything especially new for a while. The new EOS Rebel SL3, known as the EOS 250D in other territories, fits in that category, with Canon using technologies we've already seen in other Canon cameras to refresh the existing EOS Rebel SL2. Opens in new tab. Number 3. Canon EOS 6D Mark II. The EOS 6D Mark II is Canon's cheapest full-frame DSLR and the next step up from the EOS 90D. It might be affordable, but it's far from basic. The advantage of a full-frame sensor is that you get more megapixels, and the pixels, photo size, are bigger and can capture more light. The 26-megapixel sensor in EOS 6D Mark II offers a useful advantage over 24-megapixel cameras, as it has a powerful 45-point AF system for viewfinder shooting and Canon's dual-pixel CMOS AF for live view photography, as well as a decent 6.5 continuous shooting speed. What we really love is the streamlined handling and control layout and the fully articulating rear screen. Its newest iteration, the long-awaited Canon EOS 6D Mark II, is an improvement over its predecessor in practically every way, from its sensor and its ISO range to its upgraded autofocus system and continuous shooting mode. Not surprisingly, however, it's also considerably more expensive than the model it replaces. So the question is whether these multiple improvements justify the price hike. It also puts the EOS 6D Mark II up against some noticeably tougher competition. Though it is one of the best Canon cameras, opens a new tab for enthusiasts who want to step up to full-frame photography. And it's also one of the best cameras with GPS. Opens a new tab, thanks to its built-in GPS unit. Number 4. Canon EOS 5D Mark IV. While the EOS R mirrorless models in the next section offer new wave of stills and video features, the DSLR design still has lots of advantages, including a lag-free optical viewfinder, better handling with bigger lenses, and much better battery life. Pros have long embraced the Canon EOS 5D Mark IV as a sturdy, versatile workhorse, and we believe it's even been used to film scenes on the hit TV show The Mandalorian. Opens a new tab, and while some predict it's the end of the line for the EOS 5D, opens a new tab DSLR series. The 5D Mark IV is likely to be one of the best cameras for professionals. Opens a new tab for some time to come. It's not a specialist camera designed to do justice to a particular genre of photography, but rather a robust all-rounder that can turn its hand to almost any assignment. The 30.4 megapixel resolution isn't the highest, but it gives a balance of resolution and low light, low noise performance. Canon says this sensor's on-chip digital-to-analog conversion delivers improved noise performance and dynamic range. The use of dual-pixel RAW technology also gives you the capacity to fine-tune the area of maximum sharpness during post-production. only using Canon's own DPP software at present, though this feature has not really gained a lot of traction and has been overtaken by more obvious increases in camera resolution since then. Number 5. Canon EOS-1D X Mark III. The Canon EOS-1D X Mark III turned out to be much more than we were expecting. Not only is it an update to the 1D X workhorse series beloved by professionals worldwide, it's also an important step forward for DSLRs generally, boasting deep learning AF, uncropped 4K, something that had been missing from Canon cameras for quite some time, a revamped control system, and much more besides. If you need a camera that just shoots and shoots, with whip smart AF and an indomitable burst rate, well, you probably don't need us to tell you twice, but we'll do it anyway. The Canon EOS-1D X Mark III is an astonishing camera. We do hear talk that it could be the last pro Canon sports DSLR, opens a new tab, and that its replacement will be mirrorless, opens a new tab. But in this game, nothing happens until it happens. The Canon EOS-1D X Mark III has a lot to live up to, and a real fight on its hands to defend its throne. While the world of professional sports photography is still dominated by DSLRs, with 70% of pros at last year's Rugby World Cup using Canon DSLRs, mirrorless cameras have now come so far that Sony's latest effort, the Sony Canon II, opens a new tab, is a far superior photographic tool than the Canon EOS-1D X Mark II, opens a new tab, with the Canon II reigning as the best camera for professionals, opens a new tab. Canon really had to pull something special out of the bag with its new flagship DSLR. Thankfully, it has delivered a true hybrid DSLR/mirrorless camera that ushers in a number of inevitably industry-standard new features and technologies. Number 6. Canon EOS R7. Not only is the Canon EOS R7 the manufacturer's finest APS-C camera to date, but it may also be the finest APS-C camera on the market, period. It's lightning fast both mechanically and electronically. The resolution offers glorious detail as well as the opportunity to crop into your shots, and the 1.6 crop factor makes your lenses even longer for shooting faraway subjects. There's plenty of play in the files, giving you lots of leeway for post-production, and the video quality is crisp and clear in both 4K, whether it's the 4K 6 type or 7K oversampled 4K 3 type, with autofocus performance straight out of the R3/R5/R6 that won't let you down. On top of that, it accepts both the new line of RFS, APS-C specific lenses as well as the existing full-frame RF optics. Throw in a joystick, fully articulating touchscreen, and dual memory cards, and this is one of the best bang-for-buck Canon cameras out there. While it's not a completely new sensor, built on the same architecture as the 32.5MP sensor in the 90D and Canon EOS M50 Mark II, opens a new tab. It features optimized wiring layer and microlens technology to deliver improved signal readout. It also features staggering shooting speeds of 15 frames per second mechanically, faster than any other Canon EOS camera, including the R3, R5 and R6, and 30 frames per second electronically, which matches the R3, Sony Aeon and Nikon Z9, unless you factor in the latter's 11MP crop mode. Number 7. Canon EOS M50 Mark II. On the surface, this is a modest upgrade over the original Canon EOS M50, opens a new tab, but the additions make it worth picking up over its predecessor. These include improved autofocus, along with eye detection in stills and video, along with big boons for video shooters in the form of clean HDMI out, vertical video recording, and the ability to live stream direct to YouTube. Alas, while it's an excellent 1080p camera, it's a poor option for 4K, which loses dual pixel AF, left lumbered with contrasted tech and suffers a 1.6 crop.